Hi guys and welcome, and today I'm going to tell you my actual first impressions of the TTS. The car is a press car by Audi, just got delivered. I literally drove it from the shade towards here for a better, the better position for the purpose of this video. So I haven't really drove the car, so it's going to be actual first impressions. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, like and share. You hit the notification bell. You know all the story if you're going to like what you see. We are in fact at the Nürburg, but the track is currently closed. But later in the season, hopefully we will be able to take out this car or any other car on the track. Anyhow, first impressions of the car. What do we have here? It is a TTS, latest model TTS with 300 and something plus minus horsepower, 4-cylinder, 2-liter. This one has a competition package, so different bumpers, an extra spoiler, which I very much like. It's a very nice and appealing car, and the first thing I don't like about this car in particular is because it's such a nice weather. I would like to have it in, in a convertible, in a roadster, or however you want to call it in your own language. But other than that, in terms of exterior, it's a very appealing car. The quadruple exhaust, very nice. Some, well, I would say fake elements of the air intakes or air outlets in this case, but if you want to really use this car for competition purposes, which will only probably 5% or 10% of the actual buyers of this car are going to do, you can very easily take those out as far as I can see, and then you can actually make it functional. But if that would be functional from this from the factory, you'll have a lot of hard time cleaning and reaching it, and etc. Well, on the front, the same story, but overall, design-wise, I really like it, and especially with this amazing tango red color. What we can see here, the brakes, very much decently sized, definitely for the size and the weight of this car. The wheels are the base model wheels because they are on winter tires, because although it is like pretty warm right now, but it's still officially winter season. It was still snowing last week, and that's why also not much of a performance comparison is going to be done, if I would have to say that. But anyhow, again, spoiler, very nice. I really like this edition. The competition package costs 6,500 euros. Exterior wise, I like it. Performance wise, probably we will see if the wing adds extra downforce. When I tested the R8 RWS last year, the car was missing a wing, and I said, yeah, it definitely does need a wing. And later I tested the R8 with a wing, and it actually worked. So the days are gone where the originally produced products by car manufacturers are just like simply for the aesthetics. They actually function. So again, I'm pretty sorry for myself as well, not only for you guys, that I will not be able to take it out on a track because the track is simply closed for construction works. Anyhow, let's get inside. First impression. Now, the first thing that we see here, actually, I'm sorry, let's get outside, because there's one thing that I want to show you and check out myself, is actual boot space. What do we have here in the back? So let's quickly open up. Let's use the key. Why doesn't the key not working? Oh, there we go. Perfect. The boot space, I must say, it's pretty decent for the car of its size. You can definitely take this car on a trip. It does not offer, well, you cannot go to IKEA with it obviously, but that's not what the car is made for. If you want an IKEA car, buy an RS4 or an S4 or an A4, you name it. Funny enough, those are back seats, but as you can see from the front seats, nobody can fit in there, not even a toddler. The question is, why would those seats be there in the first place? I heard some people say that manufacturers produce back seats, the same goes for the Carrera, 911, etc., for insurance reasons. In some countries where cars have like back seats and as a 4-seater, you pay less insurance or tax even. Yeah. Don't ask me what or how, if it's true, but apparently that's the reasoning behind it. And I mean, if you really want to try, I mean, first of all, you can store anyhow something on the back seats, and well, maybe if you can move the front seats, you can put someone on the back. But with such a sports car, it's extra people, it's just extra weight. You want to have weight reduction. Anyhow, let's get now really to the back. So, what do we have here? The first thing that I immediately noticed is this amazing steering wheel, and by amazing I mean it has Alcantara. I believe it's an extra option. It has the 12 o'clock mark in leather. The rest is in leather, but the shape of it is actually similar, very close to actual race car, the pretzel shape, I would call it, if I may say so. Also another thing, it's similar or pretty much the same, or probably even the same steering wheel as in the R8. Another thing, it does not have any extra screens here because the TTS and R8 is completely focused on the driver. So this is what I'm very much like. Furthermore, lots of carbon fiber, Alcantara, Bang & Olufsen system. Seats, older audience do know about me that I'm very particular about my seats. The first impression is very good. The leather quality is very soft, it's very nice. This is what I will be wearing later for the test drive. But it offers some side support, so my first impression of the seats is good. But then again, Audi quality, comfort is good. Then the headrest, it's actually pretty far to the back. This means that you could wear a helmet, so you could go on a track with it, so that's a very good thing to keep in mind. For the rest, again, actually the interior is very much alike as the new R8. It's pretty much the copy again of it. So basically it's a baby R8 that you can get for 55,000 euros, I believe the car is starting from, but then again 6,500 euro of performance or the competition package, and then lots of other Alcantara based goodies. The red accents on the interior, I like them because they are not too much in your face. If that would have been some yellow color, I tested A1 last year, the new A1, and it had yellow color, and that was just like way too distractive. But the first impression here is actually pretty good. Again, Alcantara, I'm mentioning it again, but that's what I really like on the sports steering wheels. That's very good. Carbon fiber. Now, okay, let's start it up. The starting button is here. However, what I want to say immediately, on R8 you have it here, convenient. You have also mode selector that you see in the latest Porsche models. It's kind of VAG thing, but here the drive select is here, which is inconvenient. However, there is this button that you can assign to have any function you want. So you can have it like the next track, or like any mode change or engagement. And in this case, I always assign it for the drive selector in case I need the extra push and go from the casual to the dynamic mode. Okay, let's fire up the car. It does not sound too loud. Some pops and bangs. As you can see, the car is warm because it's just been delivered after 500-kilometer trip. By the way, I asked the driver who delivered the car what he thought of the car. He loved it, and I asked him in particular, oh, shh, silent. Yeah, there we go. I asked him what he thought of the seats again, if they were comfortable or for a long-term trip, and he loved them. He said no issue at all. He actually was also the one who delivered the R8 to me, and he said that he loved this car more than the R8 because R8 is a bit too much. It's a really sports car, but this is something that you could use on like everyday basis if you want to. Again, in terms of the screen, very good impression. I mean, again, the same that were used of Audi. You can select through modes, have different views. That's good. So again, very good, very much like that. It's very driver oriented, driver focused. And yeah, latest model, OPF filter, so not too loud. It's good sound. I mean, obviously, if you want to buy this, if you want this car to be louder, if you want to like use the car on the track, you can put different exhaust on, and then you have the typical TSI 2-liter DSG or S-Tiptronic gearbox sound, you know, the pops and bangs that you're gonna get. So it's all good. Okay, I would say let's go for a drive and see the first impression. Alright, one more thing I should mention, very handy, is the wireless charging for your phone over there. So when you put your phone there, it should, yeah, there we go, it's starting charging, so that's very good. Then hop, you don't notice it anymore. Also very nice, this, a place to put your key here, and some the climate control, yeah, the climate control controls that you can use. Not very distractive. Okay, let's have a look how it feels like. Again, I very much enjoy the feeling of the steering wheel. It's very narrow, very good grip, Alcantara, always good. And we are already doing the maximum speed limit. So again, 300 horsepower, it should be more than enough for the street use. The first impression, the suspension is pretty firm. The steering wheel, I'll be honest with you, Audis are being known for, the base model Audis are being known for very, how should I say, very little feedback, very easy steering wheel, so that you will not have too much resistance, and thereby the people who prefer the sportier driving, they would say like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm already going over the speed limit, as you can see. Yeah, people who prefer the sporty feedback, they're missing that, and they very much, well, what's it called? They criticize the steering. In this case, the first impression, it's lighter than a casual sports car or supercar that you would feel, but it's a lot more, there's a lot more feedback happening than a casual Audi model. So very much, I would say, a positive thing, but some people might still find it maybe a bit too light. But as you can see, it's very responsive. The suspension setup is pretty firm. I don't know, let me see. Basically, again, we can go through the settings. At this point, it is already on dynamic. Let's not go on comfort, and let's stay on this roundabout to see how the car handles. Yeah, some traction control kicking in because the tires are not warm, and again, they're actually not even not warm. What am I saying? Usually they're not warm. In this case, those are just winter tires, so they're actually not even good. Now here we're gonna have a small stretch away that we could test the acceleration, but again, it's a public road, so there's not much crazy that we can do. And that's basically it. So performance wise, it's good. Again, if you're really much into the, what should I say, the drag racing and the straight line performance, then you should probably go for a TTRS model, which offers a lot more tuning potential. But for the track, this is a lot better because it's less heavy. You have the 4-cylinder engine, which is actually inside, it's a mid-engine, whereas the TTRS, I know with the RS3 or S3, the engine is actually over the front axle, so that gives you more understeer at all. But in the S versions, this is a lot better car for the track because it's very much well balanced. And if we talk about Nürburgring in particular, very nice Audi Gantry over there, then it's especially a lot better because you don't need much horsepower. Everything around 300, between 300 and 500 is enough. Everything in excess of that is too much. Now we can go check some twisty roads, see how the car handles like. So the acceleration out of the corners is very good. There is no turbo lag, all-wheel drive again, and we're not doing anything too crazy because we're on a public road with other cars as well. But the first impression is very good. The most important thing is actually the suspension. It's again firm, but it's not bothering me because seats are actually pretty plush on the bottom of it for the lower back section. So the ride does not feel hard. The seats are actually, I would say, they catch up of some of the bumps that would actually make you feel that the car would be otherwise too stiff. So it's actually very good. Here's a very nice section of the road. Yep, good. Again, we cannot do much because it's public road. We should obey the speed limit as far as the car allows us to, I would say. I was slightly on accelerator when we're coming out the corner. There was no what should I say, there was no light popping out of the traction control. This means that the traction is there, even though we drive on winter tires in the, how should I say, can we see the temperature? Yeah, it's plus 14 degrees. That's actually a bit too much already for winter tires. You can see it over there. So yeah, the first initial performance of the handling is very, very good. I'm very positively impressed. Again, that makes me even more sad that the track is closed for construction works. Yeah, what should I say? First impressions, very good. Oh, the turning circles actually also not bad. Good. So that's good there. And we're doing the speed limit. Some pops and bangs happening as well from the stock exhaust, so I think that's a nice plus, even though the car is equipped with OPF filter, so that's good. Well, there's not much more that I can say. Stay tuned for the full review. I'm just gonna go do some groceries. I don't know, I mean, the track's closed again, so let me just remind you of that. Did you know that the track's closed? It will be open in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this first impression. Again, don't think it's a review, it's the actual first impression. Me driving the car for the very, very first time and just telling you what I think of it. So not much negative that I found of it, so that's good. But we will see what the long-term review will have to say about it. It's a nice car. I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Audi. One more fun detail when you switch off the car. Just listen to this. The Audi sound. Nice little touch.